Right now at 5, the Girl Scouts have to deal with some changes at this year's Cherokee County Fair.
And while most of us are dry, a few showers out there this morning and more scattered storms on the way today. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, conflicting answers over a possible tuberculosis outbreak inside a Colorado ice facility are leaving families with more questions than answers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Wednesday, July the 15th. Now there's 31 days in July, so
basically at the hour.
Noon would be the official, technical halfway mark. So I don't know how many folks have been following. I haven't been following it too closely, but we're getting close to eliminating daylight savings time as a possibility.
The House?
And so it's so funny, and I think I've mentioned this before. The debate on whether or not we should keep it never comes up in the fall when we gain our hour of sleep. Like, I very rarely, you'll get one or two posts like, should we continue this? Anytime we spring forward, man, the whole country is up in arms about losing that hour of sleep. The only thing is it would significantly impact sunrise and sunset times if we stayed on the same time all year. And so I was reading some things, especially up north, that they'd be looking at sunrise times potentially not until almost 9:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Which has already got school districts up there going, well, we can't have kids walking to school at dark at 8 a.m. We'd have to adjust the school schedule to accommodate the fact that it's dark all morning. There's pros and cons. There's a lot to be weighed, so it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. But there's a lot of different things that could go into play in that. But for at least right now, we're just going to wait and see. Like I say, I'm fine with it to a degree, but there's so many other things that could be impacted by that change.
I hate spring forward as much as the next guy being
absolutely.
on mornings,
But the thing is it makes the fall back, that much more appeasing when it arrives. So something to certainly keep an eye on, and something else to keep an eye on, some shower and storm chances out there. We're going to start first, though, with a live look from the Westco camera here at the KOAM studios. We got calm winds. You can see the flag blowing just a wee bit out there. It's otherwise fairly dark. Same from the MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line in Joplin. Taking a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, and there's what we have. Just some showers. You can see the lightning strike counter up there sitting at 0. But we do have some moderate showers here right along 60 in between Monette, then stretching back to the west toward Neosho, Pineville to the west of Cassville and Seligman. And these showers, though, bear in mind, today is the odd day. They are moving from east to west. They're going a little backwards compared to what we're used to. And so far, that's about it. And we mentioned yesterday that was going to be a chance, especially in our southern counties where we could get a couple of these showers. But as we go through the rest of the day, we'll eventually get more scattered shower and thunderstorm development to take place out there. Quick look at the numbers. We're pretty much all into the 70s. The coolest we have, Yates Center, Sedan, and Newada at 70. So we're a little warmer this morning. Bentonville sitting at 75. Here's the future track by noon. I'm going to tell you now, between here and there, some isolated little showers and storms, just like what you're seeing here, will be possible, but they'll gradually increase a bit in coverage as we roll into the afternoon and evening hours. No severe weather is expected, despite a radio report I heard this morning. I won't go into details, but they mentioned the potential for severe weather. I'm telling you right now, from the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, we have thunderstorm chances, but not severe weather chances. Now, if it changes, we'll tell you, but that's where we're sitting. And as we end the evening, these become more isolated, but could continue overnight. So scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, otherwise mostly cloudy skies for the majority of us, and highs into the upper 80s and low 90s once again. We're going to talk more about our storm chances today, take a look at what we're expecting tomorrow, and we'll unfortunately get to remind you about the heat that's on the way here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. A McDonald County woman now faces criminal charges after prosecutors say she spent months targeting a victim online. A special prosecuting attorney filed first-degree harassment and first-degree stalking charges against Jamie K. Hobby. Court documents say Hobby used a Facebook page called Crooked County Chronicles to post the victim's name, photos, and workplace, triggering threats from others, including one commenter who said they would, quote, blow my head off. Hobby also allegedly organized people to follow the victim's vehicle in an attempt to conduct a citizen's arrest. Investigators traced the post back to Hobby through search warrants on the Facebook account and linked email and payment records. Two drivers are recovering after a head-on crash in Dunaway. Dunaway Police Chief Jeff Prar says the collision happened just after 7:30 yesterday on East 7th Street near Webb City. Both drivers suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Federal authorities serve search warrants at two logging operations in Newton County, Missouri. Agents served those warrants at Missouri Walnut, Neosho, and D&D Hardware Logging and Roll Racine. While agents say they could not comment, Missouri Walnut is a lumber company specializing in walnut wood. The business works with outside vendors to buy the trees. Illegal harvesting of black walnut trees has been a growing issue in Missouri for some years. Representatives with Missouri Walnut previously told KWM there's no way to tell whether the timber brought to them was legally obtained. Missouri Walnut says it works with law enforcement to help collect information from anyone selling black walnut. While authorities aren't saying specifically what the warrants involve, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service said in part the department, quote, works with federal, state, tribal, and local partners to investigate violations of natural resource laws and help ensure these resources are protected against exploitation and illegal extrication. Well, here is more details.
TB or not TB? That is the question. The wife of a man detained at GEO spoke with us on the condition her identity be concealed.
They told him that he needs to wear the mask because there's a virus. They never told him what kind of virus.
Her husband told her he had been tested and his result was negative, but he described illness around him.
He says there were about 12 people having symptoms.
Federal and local officials are giving different answers about what's been confirmed. In a statement Tuesday, the Department of Homeland Security said, as of today, Aurora does not have any confirmed active tuberculosis cases. But Adams County Health says it has one lab-confirmed case of active tuberculosis involving a GEO detainee. The department's aware of reports of additional possible cases, but has not been able to verify them. In a statement, they wrote, as of today, GEO Aurora ICE Processing Center has not provided all of the information or access necessary for ACHD and Denver Health Tuberculosis Clinic to complete the necessary public health investigation.
This is exactly the situation that we had in mind when we passed 1276.
Representative Lorena Garcia co-sponsored a new law expanding oversight of ICE detention facilities.
We have seen repeated attempts from our departments of health to go and investigate, and they're being refused entry.
Health officials say the exposure investigation could include other detainees, as well as facility employees, contractors, and visitors.
It is irresponsible of GEO to be doing this when they can get the support and the help needed to stop this from spreading.
DHS says the facility has complied with federal and state communicable disease laws and policies. For families, conflicting answers offer little comfort.
I'm worried because I can't help him from the outside.
To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, for decades, the Cherokee County Girl Scouts have held a fundraiser serving meals and desserts at the Cherokee County Fair. However, this year, the kitchen will be open for only one day. KOAM's Olivia Moss looked into what changes are impacting scouts and fairgoers.
For many, the Girl Scout Kitchen is more than a fundraiser.
I grew up in Cherokee County, and I was a Cherokee County 4-H'er myself from the time I was 7 until the time I was 19. It was something great for us because during the day we don't have a lot of time sometimes, and we can run over there, grab something to eat.
You could go in there, cool down. They were always busy, constantly.
The nearly 80-year tradition is seeing changes this year after new requirements from the Girl Scout Missouri Heartland Council. According to Facebook posts from Girl Scout volunteers, they did not receive permission to run the kitchen until early July, and with little prep time, there are changes to the menu and a shortage of eligible volunteers, meaning the kitchen will only be open on Friday.
It makes it harder on the Girl Scouts. I mean, that's the money they use to maintain their building, to pay their bills, to pay the food.
The building they use at the fair is fully funded by the Girl Scouts.
To not be able to have a place to go in and sit down and cool off and get a cool drink or get a piece of pie or get one of their famous slaw burgers or whatever, like all the things that have been traditions for years, and in a nice, cool environment. That's what we're going to miss a lot.
Another change by the Missouri Heartland Council, girls can no longer keep tips. We received an anonymous statement from a Girl Scout parent saying it is heartbreaking to see these opportunities diminished by the council's recent decisions. I believe these changes have a negative impact on the Girl Scout experience for many of our local girls.
We were grandfathered in, so I don't understand why now the change is happening.
In a statement released to KOAM, the Girl Scouts of the Missouri Heartland shared that they are committed to providing meaningful opportunities for girls while ensuring that fundraising, volunteer, and safety standards are applied consistently across our council.
Not having them is it's going to be a big hole.
In Cherokee County, Olivia Moss, KOAM News.
Again, their kitchen will be open on Friday at the Cherokee County Fair. Some leaders are concerned about the financial impact on the future use of that building. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. A fourth straight day of U.S. strikes on Iran has allies intercepting missiles overnight, and President Trump is threatening to escalate even further. Topping World Watch, tensions between the U.S. and Iran are escalating after 4 straight days of tit-for-tat strikes and the reimposition of the American Navy blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump says he wants to give Iran a chance to make a deal while he's threatening more attacks if both sides don't get back to the negotiating table. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
American allies in the Middle East say they intercepted more Iranian missiles and drones overnight after a fourth straight day of U.S. strikes on Iran. The Pentagon says American forces hit dozens of Iranian targets Tuesday. On Fox News, President Trump threatened to order more if Iran's negotiators don't resume talks.
We're going to knock out all their power plants. We're going to knock out all their bridges.
The U.S. Navy has reinstated its blockade on Iranian ports, though the president walked back his earlier threat to charge ships a 20% fee to pass through the Strait of Hormuz after shipping companies and allies pushed back.
The Gulf states are going to invest a tremendous amount of money into the United States, and that was very satisfactory to me. I think it's actually much better.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio when Iran floated the fees.
No country on earth has a right to charge for the use of international waterways.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps have threatened to halt energy exports over the blockade. This man living in Tehran says the blockade has already had a very negative impact on Iran's economy. Meanwhile, renewed fighting has sparked spikes in global oil prices. At home, AAA says the average price for a gallon of regular gas hit $3.86 yesterday, up 7 cents from last week. Still, after June's cooler-than-expected inflation report, President Trump was optimistic.
Prices are coming way down, and we're going to bring them much lower yet.
But that data was collected before the return to fighting. Jared Hill, CBS News.
On Iranian state TV, Iran's deputy foreign minister said Iran never left the negotiating table, and he accused the U.S. of breaking the agreement. He also said Iran will not be first to request talks with the U.S. This latest round of fighting began after Iran fired on multiple ships in the Strait of the Hormuz last weekend. Well, still to come, we're tracking scattered thunderstorms across the 4 states. Chris has a look at your forecast. Tom Cruise is shedding his Mission Impossible persona for a new role, an elderly cat-loving oil tycoon. Plus, Madonna's life gets the comic book treatment. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
Londoners got a teaser for the Odyssey movie with this red Trojan horse lighting up Trafalgar Square. The installation is more than 35 feet tall, weighs nearly 9,000 pounds, and took 6 weeks to build. The marketing stunt comes a week after the cast gathered for the film's UK premiere. The Odyssey rides into theaters this Friday. Do you recognize this movie star in the trailer for his upcoming film?
How long would you say she has? Between 2 weeks and 5 minutes?
That's Tom Cruise as Digger Rockwell in Digger, a dark comedy with the 64-year-old playing a graying, beer-bellied oil tycoon who has a South American accent. In April, Cruise credited 4 decades of acting experience for allowing him to take on this so-called comedy of catastrophic proportions. Digger comes out in October. Cruise is also expected to make an appearance at the World Cup final on Sunday. Just announced the star-studded lineup for the world's biggest soccer match. Jennifer Hudson, Robbie Williams, and Nicole Scherzinger are some of the singers set to perform in the pre-match closing ceremony. Ahead of her 68th birthday, pop star Madonna is being recognized on the pages of a tidal wave comic book. It's the second time she's been immortalized in a comic. The latest book is titled Female Force Madonna, the Sequel. That's your entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Some very exciting and unique projects to look forward to. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, certainly so. The comic book thing looks pretty interesting. Tom Cruise, man, what they can do with makeup and everything in Hollywood, and it's just incredible. They gave Hunt for Red October, going back to when we talked about it with Sam Neill, but Sean Connery was in that. Sean Connery was bald. About as much as I am. He had a full head of hair in that movie. They spent like $2,000 or $3,000 on his hairpiece, and it was very authentic. I'd like one of those. I'm never going to get one, but that's all right. Here's what we've got, though, that you need to know. We've got some scattered storms today into tomorrow. We're going to start heating up into the weekend and looking at that potential for dangerous heat as well. We're going to break it all down for you when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 5:23 on this Wednesday morning, starting this time with the Skywatch Storm Tracker because, well, we got a few showers out there. You can see the lightning strike counter says 0 because we don't have any thunderstorm activity, but we do have these showers now really getting into the bulk of Newton County and most of McDonald County and pushing into southeastern Ottawa County, northeastern Delaware County, and parts of southern Jasper County out there as well. And again, just a reminder, because it's happened before. It doesn't happen often, but it's happened before. Our shower and thunderstorm activity today will be moving from east to west instead of west to east like it usually does. But this is what we've got this morning. We did talk about that possibility of these showers out there this morning in our southern counties. This is actually almost expanding a little northward here, not by a lot, but it's got an almost northwesterly push, just a slight one. So these aren't expected to do much. And a reminder, we're not anticipating any severe weather with any of the activity we see today. There are no severe risk areas highlighted. We're just in that light green color from the Storm Prediction Center, which just means thunderstorm chances. And this is what we're looking at by noon. I'm going to tell you between now and noon, like I said earlier, we'll get some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms, and they'll begin to increase in coverage a bit as we roll into the afternoon. Now, the best chances for showers and storms are going to be south of the 54 corridor. That is not to say you may not see anything, but the better chances, and you'll see here on Future Track, are off to the south. These showers and storms are going to be scattered. The other issue they pose is they could produce some heavy rain. They could be a little slow moving at times, and just because of the development progress, some of them are going to run over the same areas over and over again. And so there's at least some concern for some localized flash flooding, depending on where you are and how much rain you get out of one of these storms. These will continue again through the afternoon into the evening hours. By 5, 6 o'clock, you can see they're starting to become a bit more isolated out there, and that will continue to be the case. Now, we could still get a rumble of thunder or some rain overnight, but it really does begin to wind down. The coverage isn't as widespread overnight tonight. Now, as we get into early tomorrow morning, we start seeing some new showers, a few more rumbles of thunder out there begin to develop. Now, initially, it's mainly shower and rain activity, but we'll eventually get back into thunderstorm activity. You saw those were stationary. That also is another concern with that heavy rain potential, because it takes a minute for this wave to get going and start to push these storms and get them to move. So if we get any in the morning, we could have some localized flash flooding concerns as well. But into the afternoon, now these storms take a more traditional path. They're coming from southwest to northeast, and as we head into Thursday evening, they become very isolated, and eventually that's going to do it. Now, we are seeing some hints for maybe some isolated showers and storms Friday. Not showing up right now on this particular Future Track. And right now, the forecast for our Friday is mostly sunny skies, which is what we're looking at. But we'll keep an eye on that. Again, not worried about severe weather. Just a determination is whether or not we'll get some lingering showers and storms. As for today, though, mostly cloudy. Showers, storms out there to start the day. Mid-70s will be in the mid-80s by 11 o'clock in the morning. And again, becoming a little more scattered on those showers and storms, a few more of them this afternoon. Highs once again pushing about 90 with that west breeze at 5 to 10. Again, partly cloudy skies overnight for most of us. but we could still get a few lingering showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder, and we'll be back into the low 70s tonight. Now into the weekend, though, this is again what we're looking at. Take a look. Temperatures climb. We're getting close to 100 degrees potentially for some highs next week, which would put those heat index values well into the triple digits, leading to that potential for some dangerous heat. So we'll need to monitor that. And then we have another system about Tuesday of next week that could bring our temperatures back down to slightly more seasonable levels. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Health officials are pointing the finger at lettuce or salad greens as potential source of a major outbreak of intestinal illness in the U.S. The CDC reports cases of cyclosporiasis in more than 30 states, with the large majority in Michigan. One major restaurant chain is pulling some ingredients. Gwen Baumgarten has details.
Taco Bell is removing some ingredients from select restaurants as a precaution, with the cyclosporiasis outbreak in Michigan growing to more than 3,300 cases and several hundred more in neighboring Ohio. In a statement to CBS News, the company says public health officials have not confirmed a link to Taco Bell or any specific ingredient, supplier, restaurant, or retailer. The intestinal illness is caused by eating fresh produce contaminated with feces. While rarely fatal, symptoms can last for weeks. They include diarrhea, cramping, bloating, nausea, and fatigue.
In addition to antibiotics, fluid hydration is really the mainstay of treatment here. Fortunately, less than 5% of cases have resulted in hospitalization, and there haven't been deaths at this point.
Thoroughly washing produce reduces the risk. This grocery shopper in Michigan says she'll take her chances.
I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and it's not going to stop me, so pray for me out there.
Last year, the Trump administration scaled back the CDC's food monitoring program, giving states the option to stop tracking certain pathogens, including cyclospora.
Would a more kind of robust or funded CDC have limited this?
When an outbreak occurs, then we sort of work backwards and think to ourselves, goodness, maybe we should have put a little bit more money into some of the preventative activities. One way or another, we pay for it, whether it's we pay for it with prevention or we pay for it with treatments after the fact.
The U.S. typically has only a few hundred cases of cyclosporiasis each year. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, animals and visitor safety take center stage at this year's Jasper County Fair.
And we've got some showers out there this morning. More thunderstorm chances as we head through the morning and into the afternoon. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, how the Carthage School District is preparing for the return of students.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:32. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday, July the 15th, and by noon we will officially be halfway through the month of July because there's 31 days. So we got to get up there. And then we'll be at that halfway mark officially. So hard to believe. And kids getting ready to go back to school. Now for me, I always think these things. I like to just have a little fun sometimes. How they're preparing for the students' return is they're going to unlock the doors. I look at the most simplistic approach here. I know there's more involved, but
there's a bit more.
There might be a little more than that, but that's certainly a step that will be in that process at some point. You got to unlock. We like to have fun. I like to have fun. I'm weird, and I have weird fun, so that's just what we get.
That makes the morning more fun, at least.
Sure does, absolutely.
It's not
boring. I guess so. Never a dull moment so long as I'm around. And we do have some less than dull weather today. It's still going to be hot, still a little muggy, but we have some rain chances. As a matter of fact, we even have some rain out there right now. We're going to start, though, with a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And there's not rain in Pittsburgh right now. But that will change a little bit later today as you have some rain chances. Same for the MoDOT camera 32nd and range line in Joplin. Looking pretty dry this morning, but the Skywatch Storm Tracker, not so dry. We have some showers pushing through Newton County, southern Jasper County, actually pushing into Joplin, which does make me curious if maybe there's some spots, some MoDOT cameras picking up on some rain. So south of Carthage, southern portions of CJ, and then stretching back some moderate showers. Diamond, Neosho, in between Neosho, Stark City, Stella, Goodman, back into the southeastern corner of Ottawa County and the far northeastern corner of Delaware County, and then a good section there of McDonald County as well. So we're going to zoom back out here. We got actual thunderstorm activity. It's well off to the south here, but it's all part of the same system that's going to be bringing our storms in. Again, as that reminder, it's one of those rare situations, not something I haven't seen before just in my lifetime here, but it doesn't happen a lot, where our showers and storms are going to be coming from the east and moving to the west, a little backwards for us. But we'll have those chances throughout the day. Sedan now is our cool spot at 69 degrees. Everybody else in the low 70s. Bentonville, though, the warm spot sitting at 75. Future track between here and where this begins at noon, we'll have probably some isolated showers, thunderstorms out there, and it'll kind of look similar to this. They'll just slightly different placement. But as we go into the afternoon, we get a little heating, a little more energy. We start to see a few more showers and thunderstorms out there. Better chances south of 54. It does not mean we couldn't get any north of that, but the better chances are there, and they'll start to become a little more isolated as we head into the evening hours. We'll go about 80 by 9 a.m., upper 80s by noon, and thanks to the cloud cover, the rain, most of us will reach highs somewhat early, but then we level out for a bit into the upper 80s and maybe some low 90s with these showers and thunderstorm chances out there. And then we could see a few more overnight tonight as well. No severe weather expected, which is good. And we also have some storm chances tomorrow, and then the temperatures really begin to take off. We're going to have a full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Some students got hands-on look at healthcare during the Inspire Health Foundation summer camp in Pittsburgh. The week-long camp introduced health careers through interactive lessons led by medical professionals. Campers explored various fields such as EMS, radiology, and nursing, with field trips and hands-on activities designed to follow a patient's journey. Well, the Jasper County Fair opens this week in Carthage, and organizers are putting animal and visitor safety at the center of their plans. Ag teachers tell exhibitors to bring fans, stock up on electrolyte supplements, and move livestock into barns immediately after arrival. The July heat hits hard, and fair staff say they're ready for it.
There are a few air conditioning points for the public. Our small exhibit building up the hill is air conditioned, as well as our restrooms. Best advice I can give: it's going to be hot. Wear shorts, wear a t-shirt, and come with a smile. We're happy to have you.
The Jasper County Fair will go on all week and end on Saturday. Make sure to carry water and wear cool, comfortable clothing. Well, schools across the 4 states are busy preparing for students to return. Gilliam's Ty Parks reports from Carthage Intermediate Schools with how they're preparing for the students' return.
The schools may have less people in them, but there's a lot happening inside.
Our custodial and maintenance staff have a long list of things. It's kind of a reset in the buildings. We get everything out, do a really deep clean, and then put everything back in and ready for when teachers are here.
The custodial staff is busy working and stripping the wax.
We strip the floors down if it's needed, and re-wax and polish the floors, and then we put everything back. And then once we have all the classrooms done, then we'll work on the hallways. We deep clean in each bathroom. We deep clean in the offices with carpet cleaning.
Planning for this starts in the fall, right after the students come back.
So we meet with the principals, administrators, and staff and really see what the needs of each building are and what improvements or repairs are needed. And then we spend the winter months digging into those, getting bids if needed.
This year, there are several special projects for the Carthage schools.
This year we have some capital improvements to our K.E. Baker facility with the bathrooms. We're excited for the upgrade that we're getting there. We've got concrete and pavement and blacktop that we're repairing, and then just general repairs that each individual building needs.
In Carthage, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
The Carthage School District cleans and maintains throughout the year, but summer is the best time for deep, uninterrupted cleaning. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Your old phones and chargers sitting in a drawer might be worth more than you think, and one company is turning that e-waste into treasure. In Consumer Watch, we're constantly upgrading our devices, but what happens to the old ones left behind? As the technological revolution kicks into overdrive, the world is generating more electronic waste. One company is trying to reboot how we recycle our old tech. CBS's Evan Moon takes us inside the process.
New phone, new laptop, new gadget. But what happens to the old ones? From smartwatches to digital doorbells, millions of devices are sitting unused or heading for the trash.
Each average American has about 25 devices. People used to think of them as trash. They're really a treasure.
Electronics are the fastest growing waste stream in the world, according to the UN. ERI, Electronic Recyclers International, is working to reduce all that waste. We visited their New Jersey facility.
Oh my goodness, look how many phones. Since 2010, the growth of e-waste has outpaced normal single plastic recycling 5 times over. Right now, the world is generating more than 130 billion pounds of electronic waste.
ERI's co-founder and CEO, John Shigarian.
100% of your electronics, when responsibly recycled, could go back into the circular economy. All the steel, the gold, the silver, the lead, the copper, the aluminum.
Not only does it go back to what he calls the SpaceX and NVIDIA economies, recycling old tech helps safeguard the environment.
This is full of hazardous material, including lead.
But the reality is only about 15% of electronics are being recycled in the U.S.
What's keeping people from recycling?
People are worried about their personal information, their data, their banking information, their social security number.
That's why ERI makes military-grade data wiping part of the process. Shigarian says as the Earth starts to run out of valuable materials, urban mining from discarded electronics can help bridge the gap.
The technological revolution is still underway. We have to be just more thoughtful and more intentional.
ERI is in every zip code, working with cities like New York to place drop-off bins in thousands of buildings, and with major retailers, including Best Buy, Staples, and Salvation Army. Evan Moon, CBS News.
Right now, only 17 states have a landfill ban covering at least some electronic devices, keeping hazardous materials like lead from getting into our ecosystem. That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Well, I collect this stuff and use it myself, so like I guess I'm an e-waste recycler. I've got computers and things at home. They're like almost 30 years old, but I still use them. So that's my way of recycling. I just take what people are getting rid of and I put it to another use. That's all, I mean, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You never know what you're going to find. And you do not sometimes you know what the weather's going to do because Mother Nature's full of fun. But here's what we've got in store for us for the next couple of days. We got some shower thunderstorm chances today. Got some showers out there this morning. It is going to get pretty darn hot this weekend. We're looking at that potential for dangerous heat next week. We're going to take a look at the forecast and your Ag Day Minute right after this.
We'll hop with today's Ag Day Minute. Canada is expanding its efforts to keep New World screwworm out of its country. Canada has suspended the export of some animals from Texas, and here are some of those animals that have been banned. Equine, swine, bovine, sheep, and goats. Some wild and exotic animals are also excluded. Importation from all other states is permitted as long as the animals have not resided in nor transited Texas during 21 days immediately prior to export to Canada. The U.S. Trade Representative Jamison Greer is headed to Colorado and Utah. He's meeting with ranchers, manufacturers, and industry leaders. On Friday morning, Greer will be at Jorgensen Farms in Mount Pleasant, Utah, and during his 3-day trip that starts on Wednesday, he'll tour a wide range of facilities, and he'll also headline a discussion at Aspen Security Forum. Monday's crop progress report shows that this year's wheat crop is staying ahead of schedule. 67% of the nation's wheat has been harvested, which is 5 points ahead of the 5-year average. 68% of the corn crop is in good or excellent condition, which is 6 points behind this time last year. And 65% of the soybean crop is in good or excellent condition. That's 5 points behind last year. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on this station or get updates at agweb.com.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
5:48 now on this Wednesday. Very groovy theme there, isn't it? You can party with the Ag Day crew if you wanted to. We aren't really partying. We could. I don't think that you guys at home would go for a party just for 2 hours straight in the morning. But this is the little party we do have. We have a few showers here stretching, now pushing into eastern Cherokee County, southern Jasper, Newton, parts of Ottawa, extreme northeastern Delaware, good chunk of McDonald County, and it's tied to some other showers and storms that stretch down south of Fayetteville back toward Fort Smith. All of this activity, and again, it's doing that weird thing this go around. It's moving from east to west. It's continuing to push through. As you can see, it's not super organized. It has taken a slight northwesterly turn, but this is going to be just part of what we're going to get. Between now and noon, we'll get some additional isolated and actually, we can drag the Skywatch Storm Tracker over. See that little guy there? We'll get some additional isolated showers, a few rumbles of thunder out there between now and noon. I'm looking about like this at noon, and then as we head into the afternoon, we get a little hotter, get a little more energy, get a little more heating in place. We'll see a few more of these thunderstorms. Now, something I want to mention first, we have no severe risk areas highlighted for today or for tomorrow from the Storm Prediction Center. We have the light green color, which is general thunderstorms, but no severe risks out there. Our biggest concern is going to be the potential, at least for some localized flash flooding, where these storms could dump some heavier rain or could potentially kind of train over the same areas. We say here in McDonald County, you get these showers and storms through and they dump some decent rain, and then right behind it another fresh batch of showers and storms right behind that. So that's what we want to watch for. Better chances for shower storms south of the 54 corridor. So again, not to say we couldn't get some up north, but the better chances are to the south. These will continue through the afternoon and into the evening hours. Now once we go overnight, it becomes considerably more isolated, but it doesn't go to zero. We could still get some isolated showers and perhaps a thunderstorm or two with partly to mostly cloudy skies otherwise tonight. And as we head into the early morning hours tomorrow, we'll see a few more. But here's the deal. Look at how much they're not moving initially. Anything that does redevelop tonight in the very early morning hours, so again, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it sits for a bit before the system finally gives it a kick. And you see, it's just spinning out here and it's just jumping rain. So that's again why localized flash flooding is a concern. In fact, we go all the way to noon. How much of this sat here? These showers and storms were staying the whole time. So we're talking 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to noon, and they're not moving. Now, if that really does play out, again, that goes back to that localized flash flooding concern. It won't be until the afternoon that this low finally gets a kick and starts moving off to the north and east, and it'll take these scattered showers and storms with it as we head into Thursday afternoon and evening, and eventually we clear out and we should dry out for Friday. We're getting a couple of hints of maybe some isolated showers and storms on Friday, maybe more of the pop-up variety, but otherwise we'll dry out and then we'll start heating up into the weekend. As for this morning, though, isolated shower storms out there, mid-70s to begin and jump into the mid-80s by 11 o'clock this morning. We're going to have another look at your forecast in just a moment. In the meantime, we're going to send it over to Samantha with sports.
Thanks, Chris. Today in sports, Spain is moving on to the World Cup final, stunning France on its biggest national holiday 2-0 in yesterday's semifinal in Arlington, Texas. It's Spain's first World Cup final since they won it all in 2010. CBS News correspondent Nicole Valdez is in Atlanta for the latest.
World Cup favorites France 2-0. The Spanish controlling the play, keeping French stars like Kylian Mbappe away from the ball, and in the end, pure joy on the pitch for Spain amid heartbreak for the French. Madrid erupted in cheers and celebration, Spain's men making it to the final for the first time since 2010 when they won their only World Cup. Now all eyes turn to Atlanta, where England and its superstar tandem of Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham prepare to face Lionel Messi and Argentina.
It's amazing that England are here to play as well, so yeah, it's just so exciting.
At this fan fest in Atlanta, passionate fans can't wait to see if their team makes it all the way.
What does it feel like to see them in the semifinals and competing for a chance to be back-to-back champions?
Tomorrow is one in a life opportunity.
The feeling's mutual in this World Cup for those watching at the stadium and all across the country.
And what has it been like for you as a fan?
To see the World Cup come to my backyard basically has been surreal.
And here in Atlanta, where England will take on Argentina tomorrow, police are gearing up for potential clashes off the pitch with additional personnel and resources. Nicole Valdez, CBS News, Atlanta.
That's it for sports. We'll be right back. Carl Junction Midsummer Edition of Second Tuesday brought the community together on Main Street yesterday. The free event ran from 5 to 8 p.m. featuring food trucks, local vendor booths, games, and bounce houses for families to enjoy. Certainly a great way to spend a summer evening.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, it's been kind of warm, but it's still great to get out. Now, I remember as a kid, I don't think we really had this many things when I was younger in the region. You know, there weren't as many community events. The big thing we looked forward to every year was the downtown sidewalk sale in Joplin. There were a lot of businesses that would set up, and they had, Main Street closed off, and they had all the stuff, all the vendors out there. That was kind of fun.
I remember looking forward to like the end of year school carnival, because that was really like the kind of summery thing that happened, and that was like the main thing.
Yeah. Okay. It used to come to Memorial Hall parking lot when I was younger, so
yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Or like a family night at Carousel Park when that was still open.
Yeah, that was a good place to go too. Any place you go, make sure you're staying hydrated, because even with our showers and storms, still hot out there, seasonably so. About 90 today, scattered shower thunderstorm chances, and a reminder, no severe weather expected. I want to emphasize that. As we enter the evening, these will become much more isolated, but still could have a couple lingering showers or storms overnight. We'll drop back into the low 70s. More shower and thunderstorm chances for our Thursday. They wind down and then we heat up. We're talking upper 90s, near 100 for highs next week. That's the Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.